Namaskar to all of you. Today life is not that difficult. Yes, of course, everybody has problems. You have problems. I have. Every problem is unique. It's not the same for all of us. Somebody expresses his or her problem. Some people do not express their problem. Sometimes people are very happy when everything is okay. When some problem they are confronting, then they become very dull and lull. In fact, somebody was telling me today that he would like to go to Himalayas because of some problem at home. You can be in Hyderabad and keep thinking about Himalayas, keep meditating on Himalayas. You can sit in Himalayas and keep meditating about Hyderabad. Or thinking about Hyderabad. Problem is not a problem. Your attitude towards the problem matters. Every problem, there will be a solution. Probably there is a time frame for that solution to come through. So we need to keep on working on the problem. A couple of days back, I was talking to somebody on phone and he was telling me that he has problem at home and his wife is not all right with him. Sometimes what happens is we take things for granted. When we take things for granted and when we are thinking that everything is fine and we keep continuing the lifestyle what we have, suddenly the problem surfaces because we have taken somebody for granted. Indirectly that person was obliging all along, now that person is not obliging. Maybe a wife, maybe a friend, maybe in the office, maybe at home, maybe in the business, maybe anywhere for that matter. The attitude towards the problem is more important than the problem. Probably most of the time, our attitude towards the problem, if it changes, automatically you will be able to find a solution or you may be able to live with the problem. Sometimes we live with the problem. Throughout the life it lives. So what matters is not solution, your attitude. And we should always keep in mind that everything has a time frame and nothing remains the same. And everything keeps changing in life. It's not the same. Everything keeps changing. Nothing remains the same. You have not remained the same. I have not remained the same. The environment has not remained the same. Things have not remained the same. Everything keeps changing. It's dynamic. Even if one problem solves, you will have some other problem. It keeps changing. Something new comes. What you may think as a solution may be a bigger problem. We may be happy that we have achieved a solution sometimes. To only realize in the long run that that is a bigger problem than the previous problem. One must be conscious. One must be aware. That is the right attitude while approaching a problem. Sometimes we think factors are very static and we can keep doing the same thing. But factors are not static, it keeps changing. So, according to the change that happens in the environment, in life, one has to change the methodology of handling such things. Even a saint in the forest will be having some problems. The Mathadhipatis have more problems nowadays. People in religion, they have a lot of problems. People in politics, they have a lot of problems. Normal people, yes, they too have. So you must be prepared to address the problem consciously. Whatever is the problem, if you look at it with total awareness, you will find a solution for it. Lord has blessed everybody with a lot of talent. It is not that you are not talented. You are very much talented. You have got enough talent to handle things in life. We can't keep on lamenting about it. We can't keep on lamenting this has happened, that has happened. Why this should happen to me? Somebody was having knee pain. She cannot walk. Suddenly there was an opportunity to go abroad. She had to go. She sent a message to me, Guruji, I have to walk a lot. Yeah. Now Lord is providing a solution. All along you were never walking. You never took efforts to walk, to reduce your weight. The entire weight, when it falls on the knees, normally, yes, there will be joint pains. The best thing will be to reduce your weight, for which you may have to do some small exercises, maybe for 15 minutes, half an hour, or brisk walking for half an hour. Suddenly she had to go abroad. Now she has to walk. She has to walk in the airport, she has to walk here, she has to walk there. She said, I don't want to be a burden to somebody else after going there. If I fall sick, I will be a burden to somebody else. I don't. Yes, it's a very, very good thinking, right thinking. You want to go abroad, that desire is there. You want to enjoy that occasion for what you are going there. At the same time, you don't want to be a burden. Probably Lord now thought it's better to throw you in a foreign country where you have to necessarily walk here, there, etc. Probably He's trying to discipline you. Nature disciplines you. How it disciplines, we do not know. Lord has got His own way of disciplining you. Suddenly something happens and you are disciplined. Somebody was living in the same way. She never took care of her husband. She was always busy. She was attending office. Suddenly this man who was very quiet, who was very normal, revolted. All along he was very normal. But suddenly one day he revolted. He said, I can't live a life with you. Because that has touched the level of patience. Beyond this, now he cannot do anything. He has reached that stage. Because she was taking him for granted. Once you take somebody for granted, naturally it will result in some problem at some point of time. It happens. So for the problem to get solved, you have to make amends in your way you are dealing with him. You have never given importance to him. Now start giving importance to him. Don't deny. Accept you are on the wrong. Gracefully accept it. Yes. All along, yes, I was a professional. I was attending only my office and other things. I never ever cared to spend any personal time with you. I have now realized my mistake. Let me start doing things. How do you want me now? How should I behave? You tell me. I will now change for the good because I don't want to miss you. You are such a nice husband. You don't belong to animal husbandry. You are very human. So I want a life with you. You are more important. All along, she never cared for him. That importance was not given to him. Some amends have to be made. And you must not be in denial mode. You should not keep on saying that, yeah, you did that, you did this. No. When you are on the wrong, gracefully accept it. You are on the wrong. There is nothing. After all, everybody commits mistakes. There are only two classes of people. Those who commit mistakes and mistakes are known, and those who commit mistakes are not known, probably. Someday it will come out. After all, as a human, it is very normal. Here and there we do commit a number of mistakes. So, instead of being in a denial mode, you must come forward. Yes. Somebody borrowed a huge money and he invested in business. He lost. Now the creditors are asking him, please pay back the money. Yes. The creditors will not keep quiet. When you make some investments, when you do some business, yes, you should have taken all precautions. Many times, many people do business without knowing the fact that are they really capable of doing such a business. Okay. Probably business may not be your cup of tea or in that particular line, or you may be relying on somebody. Unless you know technically something on the business, you should never enter business. And relying on somebody and entering a business and then incurring loss, then that fellow has cheated me, all these things. This is all wrong. You are not conscious or you are very greedy. Sometimes people will say, you invest in our business, we will double, triple in a matter of 1 year, 2 years. That's all not possible. It's all. So the greed for easy money was the reason for a very huge loss in the investment being made. So we were at wrong. So if you have some assets, you may have to sell those assets. This man in fact has assets, but he doesn't want to sell it. How will the assets are kept? Mainly because in case of an emergency, you can dispose of those assets and adjust the loan. Having liabilities to that extent and having assets, it's of no meaning. Liabilities, you must be in a position to manage the liabilities. Have you understood? If you cannot service the liabilities and you cannot manage it, then it is better to close such liabilities. You can very well sell the assets and you can adjust the liabilities. So, some people have health problems. That is the most serious problem. Materially, you have some problem, money, this, that, all these things are not anything very big. Officially, we have a problem with the boss. These things are not very big problems, but health, if somebody is seriously affected, yes, certainly it is a problem and that has to be attended. Isn't it? As long as you are very healthy, all other problems are simple problems. You can solve it yourself if you are very conscious. Isn't it? And between husband and wife, if then there is some problem, they go to a third party. In fact, between husband and wife, if any problem exists, that should be solved among themselves. They are the closest in relationship. A third person interfering in such a relationship is not healthy. Is not healthy. You should not allow any third person to enter. That is a personal matter. And that personal matter should be within the bedroom. It has to be sorted out. In business, sometimes a relationship, you have to work for a relationship. You have to perform, you have to work for a relationship with your bosses. You have to work for a relationship with your colleagues. You have to work for a relationship with your juniors. You have to work for a relationship with your clients. In business, this is very normal. But unfortunately today, even in family, people are working for the relationship. In a family, relationship falls in its place. Between the parents and the son or the daughter, or among the siblings, or between husband and wife, a relationship falls in its place. It is pure love. There you need not work for a relationship. But unfortunately today, in many families, in fact I saw one caption, family management. There is the question of management in family. Somebody was conducting a course, family management. He is advising people how to maintain relationship. It's very pitiable. Today the condition is that because people are giving more importance for other relationship other than the family. In a family, it is pure love, nothing else. And a relationship falls in its place. There is no question of working for it. Once between husband and wife there is a problem, now each has to work for that relationship. See the most pitiable situation. One has to please the other. In order to please the other, one has to do certain things. In order to show it, they have to demonstrate that they have amended their behavior. So today they are working for relationship. If you are very conscious and aware, keeping all circumstances in mind, when you look at a problem, you will find a solution. In fact, in the problem itself, the solution will also remain. That is life. So you can't keep on. Somebody was having a court case. She is sending me messenger. Guruji is somehow in court. You know, court case, it will take time. In India, we have our own problems. As far as judiciary is concerned, it takes time. There are lots of cases pending in the courts. It takes time. The judge cannot give a judgment in your favor just because everything is all right. He has to go through many things. And he has to give reasonable opportunities to both plaintiff and the defendant. And the case has to be heard, read bare. The argument should be heard. Then the judge, in a very unbiased way, gives the judgment after maybe a few years also. She is sending me, do something. What can I do about it? I can just pray for you that your case must be solved at an early date. That I sincerely do. Everybody coming to me, I do prayogams for them. Even for unknown people. Even when you send something so-and-so, problem is there for X, even then I do it. As a prayogi, we do it. Our job is that. Okay. If you don't have problems, we will be jobless. For that sake, I don't say that you must be filled with problems. So, problems will be there and solutions will come over a period of time. It doesn't happen just like that. Yes. Sometimes you will find solution being very simple. I'll tell you a joke. 3 saints were sitting on one side of the river. One was a very elderly saint. Then we had a middle-aged saint, and there was a young saint. The elderly saint walked across the river and went to the other side. The middle-aged saint also managed to walk to the other side. The younger saint saw all this. They are able to walk across the river. I was also doing a lot of meditation. Why? I can also walk. Equally, I have been doing meditation under these guys for about 20 years. What is the big fun? Let me walk. So the young saint, he just put his leg in the water, he fell down. The elderly saint laughed on the other side seeing this. He told the middle-aged saint, hey, shall we tell him actually where the stones are? Stones are available. You can just keep your leg on the stones and cross. There is no necessity to use all your yogic power to cross the river. The river is not so deep. Sometimes the problem looks big, but the solution is very simple. It looks big. Try to understand. Have a positive attitude towards life. My positive attitude is, even if a dead body goes to the graveyard, I always feel it can come back. I have seen some cases. To that extent, I am a positive person. As Prayogis, we have to be positive. Till the last moment, we keep working. Not that we are always successful, because we are not the doers. Ultimately, Lord uses us and does. And sometimes, yes, He doesn't allow certain things to take place. It does happen in some cases. Acceptance is life. Acceptance is the closest proximity to nature. If you can accept things the way it comes, you don't need anything in life. Most of the time, we are not able to accept things the way they are. We are not prepared to accept things as it comes. So we go on denying it, defending it. We are not prepared to accept. A girl wanted to marry a boy abroad. Of course, she chose a foreigner. Family is not prepared to accept. The family wants the girl to be educated in America. The family wants her to be well qualified. But the family is not prepared to accept a son-in-law from America. Please remember, dollars is acceptable, but not son-in-law. You might have given birth to your child. You have already lived your life on your terms. And now you impose your terms on that child. That child wants to live a life on her terms, for which you are not prepared. All dramas. Okay. All dramas. Because they are scared of the society, they are scared of relatives, what relatives will say, what the society will say. Okay. Just to satisfy, please remember how greedy you are. You are very greedy. Just to satisfy yourself. Just to satisfy a bunch of relatives with whom you live, or once in a while you are going to meet them. You are prepared to force your girl. You go to any extent. Whether the marriage will be a success or not, nobody knows. Even if it is an arranged marriage. Even if you perform the marriage the way you want in your own community, do you mean to say that you can give guarantees? Are there not arranged marriages which fails? Are there not? They have compared horoscopes and so many marriages I have seen. It is in the court. Divorce. See. So there is no guarantee. Life is always uncertain. You are scared and you do not allow your daughter to live her life. Let her live her life. You play all dramas. That is greed. That is greed. You have lived your life on your terms. Why your children should not live their life on their terms? Your kids. If that was the case, you should not have educated her at all. You should have kept her at home. Not sent her anywhere. But still, this thing could have happened in India also. If that was the fate, if that was the destiny. You feel you are the doer. You are not the doer. Lord is the doer. He decides. He designs everything, and nothing can take place in this cosmos, not just the world, anywhere across the cosmos, nothing can take place without His will. If His will was that she must get married to him, that happens at all cost. Very sad. This has become a very big problem in the family. Now the father is telling others, there is another kid in the family, suppose I die, please take care of her. You see how irresponsible he is. How irresponsible. You will die, you will go away. In the normal course, everybody is going to die someday or not. Okay. If you commit something, then please remember, you are not going to Pitraloka. There you need me to be pushed into Pitraloka. So don't be stupid. Don't do such things. You are supposed to live your full life. You are not agreeing to your daughter marrying, don't interfere. That's all. I don't want. That's the different thing. But playing all sorts of dramas. And you have a responsibility. One more girl is there. And you give that responsibility to elders. Please take care of that child. See how immature, what kind of an immaturity must be there in thinking. Very sad, very sad. Is that the way? Is that what you have been brought up? Is that the kind of brought up? You must live such a life? That is not the way. That is not the way. Kids are born. There are so many people not blessed with children. They all adopt kids. Is it? God has been so kind enough to give you kids, children. Your own forefathers have. You are serving your own forefathers in the form of kids. Don't be so immature. If you are not accepting something, okay, I am not accepting, that's all. Don't play dramas. Don't make such statements. You are supposed to live your total life, full life. And don't throw your responsibility on others. It's your responsibility. Why should elders of the family take care of the other kid? Okay. And after your death, what happens to your family? Why you must be bothered about it? When you are so irresponsible, first place, where is the necessity for you to bother? This is all very totally childishness. Childishness. Totally childish. Ignorance. Ignorance. Nothing else. This is not innocence, it is ignorance. They are all educated people, qualified people. That's why qualification is different, education is different. Have you understood? That's why they write educational qualification. Why? If you are qualified, you are expected to be educated. If you are educated, you will be cultured. By being cultured, you will be a civilized person. There will be a civilized society around. If everyone becomes civilized, that is civilization. So many things. Problems will be there at every point of time, in every family, every circumstance, office, everywhere problems will be there. Your attitude towards the problem is the problem. If you have a positive attitude towards the problem, your problem will be solved. But most of the time, the approach or the attitude towards the problem is not the way it should be, so it is never solved. As a prayoga, I pray. I pray for everybody, I pray for you, I pray for X, I pray for Y. Sometimes I pray to the Lord, please give wisdom to these people. I do pray. Let people be more wise enough to accept things. Wise as things are happening. It's all karma, past. Because of doership. All along you are thinking you are the doer. It is my daughter. It is my son. They are all Pitrus. They belong to the forefathers. Incidentally, they used you as a medium to bring them. That's all, nothing more. That's all. Incidentally, you were used as a medium. You must be thankful to your forefathers that they have blessed you with children. You must be very thankful to them. So, have a positive attitude. Don't keep lamenting about problems. God bless you all. Thank you very much. See you some other time. Bye.